table. He looked impressive, Del Potro, yesterday against Nadal, but Nadal not serving at his best, and Federer certainly has been.
Nervy start for Del Potro. A couple more points like that last one, and he'll settle in quickly.
Federer might not get that luxury.
First game.
Federer has won a slam in the last 7 consecutive years. He's be looking to emulate Bjorn Borg and Pete Sampras next year, who had 8 consecutive years with a slam win. And Del Potro today becomes his 12th different opponent in a Grand Slam final.
One more team, Del Potro to serve.
He was magnificent yesterday at net, and he started in a similar vein.
Yeah, and not the most impressive start from Del Potro. Certainly his movements appear a bit wooden so far, as you would expect. Not so Federer, though, just gliding. I'm surprised we didn't see a challenge there, huh? That's certainly looked long from here.
Lovely work at the net again from the world number 1.
15-30.
Yeah, Del Potro really struggling to time the ball. Easy work of the volley for Federer.
Potro struggling with his first serve percentage at the moment, which has been very impressive throughout this tournament. He's been knocking in 63% of his first serves. Yet to find one in this final.
It's really close.
It's just magnificent.
And it shows you a bit about Del Potro's mood that he was even considering challenging a 30-all first serve. Such is perhaps the importance he places on this first service game. That's a good sign. Del Potro's game really does revolve around the first serve and the first ground stroke, inevitably a forehand. If those two are working well, then he is rough.
Once again, Federer just unleashes one of those ferocious forehands.
Advantage Federer.
His dad in attendance once again, as he has been for the entire tournament. His wife, Merker.
Impressive finishing from Del Potro, because these two forehands are awkward. Okay, that one he hits fine, but this one bounced very low, short. That's an easy ball to overhit on. And no doubt feeling the nerves as he is, he breathed a whole lot easier when that one landed inside the baseline.
Advantage Federer.
Not the sort of start that Del Potro wanted on serve. Under siege already.
Relief there, at least the first serve helping to bail him out. It's only his second first serve he's put into play in 10 tries. And that will raise, certainly. Just Potro hoping that he doesn't drop a service game before it does start to improve.
Therein is one of the big differences from yesterday's match for Del Potro. Is Nadal really couldn't get Del Potro out wide on his forehand side often enough. It doesn't move quite as well to that side.
Yeah, well, Nadal was playing 7-8 feet behind the baseline repetitively. Federer that time just 2 or 3 feet behind the baseline. The longer this game goes, the more important it becomes.
It's been a hugely impressive start from Federer as well. I mean, he has been so solid at the beginning, not giving Del Potro any respite. He knows that his younger opponent will be feeling a bit of the tension, and he's trying to play on that. 5th chance to break for the world number 1. Starting where he left off yesterday.
Yeah, and Del Potro will have to look back on this point and say, gosh, I couldn't have done any better. He really did. I mean, that was just a remarkable shot. But open court or no, it was a dangerous place to put the ball. Federer on the run with the forehand. See ya.
Thankfully, we've got a very healthy crowd in to have witnessed that particular point, but you can see what Del Potro felt about that. He's going to have a long afternoon if he's going to play that deep behind the baseline with Federer in this mood. Or maybe not such a long afternoon.
And Del Potro's problem today.
Left far sideline. The ball was called in.
Be surprised if this ball was out. Del Potro's problem right now is that his style of play hits the ball hard and flat. Really does suit Federer.
30-15.
Allows him to get into a great rhythm. And I think that's borne out by their head-to-head record. I mean, the only time that Federer's lost sets to Del Potro were those 2 sets at Roland Garros this year. And let's face it, he was very, very nervous in that match, wasn't he?
Federer settled his nerves in this final very swiftly. The ideal start, just a quarter of an hour gone. And the world number 1, 3-love up. plenty to think about for Juan Martín del Potro already in this match. Down an early breaker serve. Got to hand it to the crowd here. This is pretty impressive to be out here at 4:30 in the afternoon on a Monday, and while most of them have made their way out here, it's virtually full. It was very empty last year when it started, but not so this time around with the delayed end to these championships because of the inclement weather.
Seats, please. Thank you. Good team.
75th ace of the championships for Del Potro. Incidentally, they both had the same number of aces coming into this final. This time using his height well. Tallest finalist in a Grand Slam event since the American Todd Martin back here at the US Open in '99. He needed that service game. All credit to him that he delivered it.
Federer leads 3-1.
Yeah, and having held serve, Del Potro will be able to relax just a little bit, certainly swing away. He's, on the one hand, knowing that, all right, I'm a long shot to win this first set. I'm just going to play my way into a rhythm, and at least I'll be ready for the second set. And if I get lucky, I'll get the break back here and be ready to take the first.
That's genius again. It's the sort of rally that Federer is so adept at getting himself out of as well, and he's getting sort of caught in that backhand corner.
Yeah, and he's hit the short backhand enough times for us to believe that this is a tactic, an early tactic. And Federer clearly would like to draw Del Potro into net.
It's arguably the shot that won him the French Open.
Yeah, and when you consider really how poorly he played that shot up until this year, it's a testament to his perseverance. It's now a shot that he can depend on.
It's added a whole new dimension to his tack as well, isn't it? Because a lot of the players used to back off knowing that he was going to come deep at them, but now with it in the full court, they're not quite sure what's going to happen. He used it very effectively against Djokovic early on yesterday.
40-30. I'm not sure. I didn't get a good look at it when it hit. Del Potro is challenging the call on the left baseline. The ball was called out.
Federer has actually taken the balls from the ball boy here. He would indicate that he feels that it's in.
Interesting that Federer almost tripped.
Replay the points.
Almost fell over there, attempting to play that forehand.
He is looking so secure up at net during this tournament.
Federer
And
leads
he's looking
4-1
very secure
first
in this
set.
opening set. 4-1, Federer. Del Potro looking to be the 5th youngest man to win here at the US Open in the Open era. The youngest, of course, Pete Sampras, who won the title here back in 1990 when he was 19 years old and 28 days. Hewitt, the next youngest, back in 2001. McEnroe, who won it back in 1979 when he was just over 20 years old as well. And, of course, Marat Safin.
Well, Del Potro serving against the wind. This, of course, the end that he failed to hold on in the very second game of the match.
Certainly getting an indication just how crucial that first serve is going to be to the chances of Del Potro this afternoon.
Strange shot selection.
30 on.
The ball was there. He was certainly ready, in good position to hit it. And yet, 2 times in a row, opted for the lob.
Del Potro getting put off there by somebody in the crowd just shouting out.
Please, ladies and gentlemen, courtesy to both players, please do not call out during the service motion. Thank you.
His first double fault. And a chance for Federer to claim his second break of serve.
He ripped that one. too far out in front. Overstate really the importance of this game, because it's the difference between a rout and still being competitive. Del Potro's mind to make a huge difference.
Finds a couple of his best serves just when he needs them.
Leads 4-2 first sets.
Can't underestimate the importance of this first set as well. Federer in Grand Slam play, when he has won the opening set, has just the most incredible record. He's won 162 matches and lost just 4.
Say that again. I mean, that's ridiculous. 162 and 4?
Wasn't world #1 at one stage as well. After at the French Open, his first ever match in the Grand Slam. Now Bandian here in 2003, Safin with the Australian in 2005, and Nadal at Roland Garros in 2006. Got a mini revival going on here for Del Potro. Thank you, Davin. Potro's coach for the last 18 months. World rank 30 in the world himself, 3 titles. Got it again, hasn't he? Disbelief etched on Del Potro's face. His fitness trainer there in the middle, Ignacio Martianoni. Ugo Colombini, his agent, also in his box, but we were just remarking yesterday how that was the smallest entourage we'd seen. Just long.
40-30.
That's the shot he was looking for on the break point in Del Potro's previous service game. Couldn't find it. But he finds it that time, and he brings a conclusion to that particular service game. World #1, 5-2, opening set. Well, apart from the 2 stars on court, there's plenty of stars in the crowd today. Jack Nicholson, the actor's here. Bruce Willis, the actor. Jack Nicklaus, the golfer. Ben Stiller, the actor. Alec Baldwin. Charlize Theron. They are stars in abundance inside the Arthur Ashe Stadium court. The focus on Del Potro, trying to stay in this opening set. Should hang a calm down there, isn't it?
He has virtually perfected that squash shot.
You can only marvel at his imagination there.
Well, yeah, and right now it's a matter of one guy who's totally in the flow and the other who's just probably through nerves a half a step slow. And that's probably mentally and physically, if you could be a step slow man.
Feeling the pressure at the moment of his first ever Grand Slam final, and feeling the might of this man. Federer with 3 set points. One set point left for the world number 1. That's a tremendous fight back.
Yeah, it is, and this short ball has worked well for Federer, but I think he needs to be careful not to overplay it. Because at 6'6", Del Potro, not the easiest guy to get the ball around or over.
Overplayed it again. And he is very agile for 6'6" as well, Del Potro.
Advantage Del Potro.
Yeah, and it was working early on because Del Potro was nervous. He was really struggling to move properly, but as he's getting more fatigued, he's relaxing.
His 4th ace, and he throws himself a lifeline in this first set.
Such a huge game that was for Del Potro.
Federer was hoping to be serving at the start of the second set. He's now serving to finish it off. say, maybe Federer a little cause for concern on his serve. Hasn't served an ace yet. Is around 40% of first serves in. Has already served his average number of double faults per match, and he produces a couple of beauties. And it's what makes him arguably the greatest player of all time.
Yeah, and the chip return, probably not the sort of shot that Del Potro wants to play many times today. He needs to really impose himself.
Federer takes the opening set on his 4th set point. 40 minutes it took for the world #1 to finally wrap it up. 6-3.
Ladies and gentlemen, the United States Tennis Association.
And a mighty impressive start from Roger Federer, rather as we anticipated. Let's have a word with Barry Cowan, part of our commentary team. He's up on the roof. Barry, do you sense the writing is already on the wall for Juan Martín del Potro?
Well, certainly, Marcus, history would suggest that. It was a tentative start from Del Potro. It's very breezy up here, so you can imagine what it's like down there on the corner. And I think Federer's used that to great effect, and he's exposed Del Potro a little bit. But now that he's got a set, Federer, Del Potro hopefully can relax. He's certainly got the crowd behind. They want a match here, but he's going to have to step it up at the beginning of the second set, that's for sure.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about the atmosphere. Electric or a slight sense of inevitability?
No, it's good. When Del Potro held to go 4-2, the crowd were definitely behind, but they want a match. Of course, Federer is their favourite player here, having won 5 times in a row, but they want to see an upset.
And have you had a chance to have a chat with Jack Nicholson and Bruce Willis yet?
Yeah, they gave me some advice, especially Jack Nicklaus on my golf game.
Well, you need plenty of that. Thanks, Barry. Speak again later. Juan Martín del Potro could perhaps do with a little bit of advice now as well. Food for thought for the 20-year-old in his first Grand Slam final. Hopefully he can now settle. And from a neutral perspective, start to show the sort of form that dismantled Rafael Nadal yesterday. But as the boys in the commentary box were saying, if Federer takes the first set, it's nigh on impossible for his opponent to come back. Let's get back up to the box, Peter and Mark.
Yes, and if you thought the opening set was important for Del Potro's chances in this encounter, let me tell you, the second set is absolutely crucial, because Roger Federer brings into this particular encounter 149 wins when he's 2 sets to love up in Grand Slam tennis, and no losses.
Well, that's encouraging.
If you've got a flight to catch. Del Potro will be hoping to stick around for a bit longer. Okay, what are we seeing here, Pete? In reality, partly the experience of Federer starting off at a Grand Slam final. He's so used to these conditions, Del Potro being so young, but also are we seeing Del Potro has one game, and when he plays it well, he's very effective. And yet Federer has a variety of ways to beat you.
Well, yeah, spot on in both cases. I mean, the first couple of games of this match, Del Potro was tight as a drum, and Federer was able to get the early break, and that was enough to win the set. But yeah, it's also a matter of Federer just being the consummate all-court player. Del Potro does still have a chance in this match. However, he has to play lights-out tennis, and he has to start doing it real soon.
Perhaps the only thing he hasn't done perfectly so far today, Federer, is taking his opportunities. Just 1 for 10 in terms of breakpoint chances he's created for himself. And Potro giving him another helping hand in that game. 2 double faults in the worst case scenario for the 20-year-old. He needs to play lights out, as Peter said, but as you can see, the lights on Arthur Ashe Stadium court.
Well, it just shows you how ridiculous stats can be at times. I mean, you look at this and you say, well, Del Potro won that set for sure, right? Not this time.
Federer today looking to break free from Connors and Sampras here at the US Open, who both won this title on 5 occasions.
You have to say that Federer's play from the net, where he's thrown in a number of drop volleys, has been incredibly effective. He's pulled Del Potro off the baseline.
And I think almost you could argue that period where perhaps he wasn't playing quite as well as he would have liked, it forced him to actually sort of review his tennis and decide what sort of direction he wanted to go in. And these added dimensions that he's put to his game has just allowed him to again break free of the pack.
Yeah, it's funny. I remember about a year or so ago when everyone was saying, Roger Federer needs a coach. What's he doing? Is he an idiot or something? Come on, don't be so egotistical.
How was that pickup?
Needless to say, there are not so many people chanting for a coach now, are there? Coaches can't teach that.
If he were to win this one, he'd become the first man in the Open era to win a Grand Slam, or actually any event at all, on 6 consecutive occasions. That stat is related to the Open era. He's trying to emulate Bill Tilden today, who won this particular title 6 straight times back in the 1920s.
30-15.
Well, unfortunately for the Argentinian, the pattern the same here in the second as it was in the first, where he really struggled to put any first serves into play until it was too late, really.
Almost another moment of magic. But this time, Del Potro awake, alert as he had to be, but Federer still very much in charge. A set and a breakup. First Grand Slam final since 2007, featuring a South American player. Of course, back then it was the Chilean Fernando Gonzalez who finished runner-up to Roger Federer. Potro today looking to emulate Argentina's Guillermo Vilas, who won the tournament back in 1977. Well, he's found some space this time.
Yeah, and that year the US Open was played on clay at Forest Hills. And he was the first Argentinian to reach the final since then, so it hasn't been a happy hunting ground for them on these hard courts.
His effectiveness at the net in the last couple of days in particular, Pete, would sort of put paid to the notion that you can't get into the net and win points in the modern era, because that's really been the sort of main train of thought for a lot of players and coaches recently. It's tough to get into the net and win. Because of the pace of the ball that's coming at you generally.
Yeah, and hopefully the success that Federer has had this summer will encourage him to continue coming to net and to continue to improve his volleys, his entire net game for the big obstacle. Can he do it consistently against Nadal? Not the concern here today.
First break points for Del Potro. I mean, that is a couple of penetrating forehands, but without taking unnecessary risks. Draws the error from Del Potro on both occasions.
Advantage, Federer.
He's battling hard here, the 20-year-old. This time he's taken Federer to deuce.
What happened? I didn't see what happened. You were ready, and then he hit the serve.
I'm not ready.
But when I looked at you, you were ready. I didn't see what happened.
Huh?
If you can... When I looked at you, you were ready. He hit the serve.
Yeah, but we do the toss, you know?
Yeah.
But stay like this, because the glass comes down.
What came down? I didn't see.
The glass, ask the ball boy. Ask the ball boy.
Well, apparently a cup dropped onto the court. I heard the cup drop.
There was a cup that dropped down. It was during the motion. During the play. Roger, we're going. Yeah.
Ooh. I'll tell you what, on the replay, I think he's I want to have a look at this. That doesn't. This has gone past him. Look at this.
Because Juan didn't
It's
play
gone.
the point, I'm going to say that because I didn't see where the cup came down because it was behind you. But I heard it and I didn't know the timing because he was standing there. But he didn't play the points.
Tell you, when Federer sees that on the replay, I don't think he's going to be best pleased.
I think you're right. He will not be best pleased when he sees that. In fairness to Del Potro, I think that your eyes can be distracted even as your feet are moving, right? You don't react to the ball because you've been distracted. So, it's a tough call, certainly.
Nothing tends to distract Federer, though, from his work in Grand Slam finals.
Now he loves to play from that spot on the court.
Well, there's a sense of justice that Federer gets at least to this point after what happened. Well, this is a problem that they've had on a couple of occasions, where obviously a lot of the balls have flown out of the stadium, and of course the spectators here are allowed to keep them, and they're supposed to keep renewing them.
Federer was challenging the call on the left service line. The ball was called out.
Well, Federer's rhythm and flow certainly disturbed by that whole.
Deuce. Federer has two challenges.
Occasion.
Well, there's a similar sort of stage, wasn't it, last year against Murray, where that's the early part of the second set was quite a tense affair, and in fact that one point where Murray could have challenged and he actually would have gone up a break against Federer in the second set. I'm getting a similar sense of it here. Federer couldn't pay to any ambition that Del Potro had of breaking him.
Yeah, and I suppose Del Potro fans can take some solace from the fact that in his quarterfinal match, he was down a set and 3-1 against Marin Cilic, went on to win 3-2 and 1 in the last 3 sets. I guess, though, perhaps Roger Federer, not Marin Cilic. That's the bad news. Federer is so confident in his mobility around the court that he's quite happy just to slide that ball back with no pace, forcing Del Potro to try and generate. It's not easy to swing from the heels and to make every ball. He was there in position, almost. He's just feeling the pressure.
Well, it's a combination of everything.
It's putting him under. He's spinning, hitting the ball flat. He's just bringing so many different angles to the party that it's rough for Del Potro to settle into any kind of rhythm.
Apologies for the short picture breakup there.
Center service line, the ball was called in.
Well, Federer's he's absolutely adamant here. This ball's out. Or was he trying to point to like? No, he was not happy at all. And again, right on the edge here, Del Potro. Not being able to stay competitive in a set against Federer. Well, he's having a little look at the line here. Federer felt as though that first serve may have been a touch long. No opportunity opportunity to challenge it, obviously.
It's long.
Oh, he did so well, Federer, to stay in that rally. His favourite forehand, reducing their goods this time. Unsurprisingly, the vast majority of this crowd pulling for Del Potro right now. Well, it's such a great shot, that little slice, because he can hang around in that backhand corner knowing that even if Del Potro wants to take it up the line, he can't get enough pace on it. So he's going to be able to cover that. And if he does knock it back into the backhand corner, well, you saw exactly what happened. Nice to have a shot that produces a win-win situation for you.
Yeah, and really, Del Potro reduced to needy first serve, big forehands. He needs two of these every service game, really, to have a chance to consistently hold.
Escapes from Federer's clutches this time.
Federer leads 3 games to 2.
Closes the gap to just the one game, but it's still that vital break of serve that Federer has in this second set. 3-2. I'm not sure whether the people that are operating the big screen inside the Arthur Ashe Stadium court were feeling as though Del Potro was in need of a little inspiration, because they just put up a little clip of Guillermo Vilas winning his title back in 1977. Vilas in attendance.
Well, that time Federer played a bit of a brick off the drop volley. And Del Potro not nearly as far back in the court, so was able to run that one down with ease.
15.
Opportunity, Del Potro today, become the first man this year to beat the world's top 3 players. He beat Murray in the quarterfinals of the Madrid 1000. He's won over Rafa Nadal in the previous round here.
Yeah, and there's a little breeze out here. Testament to the skill of these players that they have hit the ball as well as they have. With the wind blowing it around as it has.
Not an easy man to deliver clean aces against, as Federer's found out today, just his 3rd, but that one seals another service game. And this really coming, isn't it, Pete, into the most critical part of the match for Del Potro, if he's going to remain competitive.
Absolutely. He needs this second set. First things first, hold here. And really, at this point, he must be feeling as though his back is against the wall and that he's got nothing to lose right now. So just let her rip almost.
He strikes me, though, as a deeply intense person. You don't really get to see much outwardly, though, Del Potro. But last year, when he reached the quarterfinals, it ended a 23-match winning streak for Del Potro. A run that saw him collect 4 titles, and you would have thought at 19 years of age he would have been fairly satisfied with that sort of period of work, but he was in tears in his press conference having lost to Andy Murray, which I think just gives you a little inkling of what's driving him on. Since losing in the opening round on his debut back in 2006, Del Potro has advanced 2 rounds further on each occasion, every time he's revisited.
So what's he going to do next year?
Going to extend the draw just so that I can read that stat out again. Found a better rhythm after the opening service game of this set, where he got broken. Since then, he's looked more comfortable, and still has to find a way to get a break for the first time in this final. 4-3 Federer. Federer's 7th straight appearance in a Grand Slam final. Of course, he already holds the record for successive appearances in a final. He reached the magic number of 10 between 2005 Wimbledon and the 2007 US Open. 7, incidentally, is the number of times he's been broken in this tournament. Making inroads, you feel, Del Potro at this stage, but nothing permanent yet.
He's pecking away. You know, he just needs to get a breakthrough, and then who knows? But I guess, as they say, it takes 2 to tango.
Ominous signs in the last couple of games. Federer starting to find a rhythm on his first serve. Still for the match under 50%. Robert. Once again, taking Federer to juice in this set.
Very nearly recovers after the first one.
That is some dig from Federer. A tremendous effort from Del Potro himself, because he really made Federer have to work so hard on that first volley.
Yeah, and I think that Del Potro perhaps thought that Federer might try another drop volley. And just knifed it deep into the court. He set it up just the way he was hoping to. Del Potro having to hit the forehand cross court that time for a change. Federer not delivering.
Times you feel as though Federer keeping Del Potro at bay by the slenderest of margins, but keeping him at bay he is.
games to 3 second sets.
Again, tested. But, Del Potro unable to make that breakthrough. The breakthrough he desperately needs to make, you feel, in the next 10 minutes. And the other stat that was heavily weighted against Del Potro coming out on top today, of course, was Federer won 15 slams, has lost 5 finals, but all of those to Nadal. 3 French, 1 Wimbledon, 1 Australian.
30 loves.
It's just incredible, isn't it? It just shows you what sort of a colossus you have to be, mentally as well as physically, to even tussle with this guy. Well, he scored with shots like this, just unfortunately not until after he's been down a break in each set.
He deserves a lot of credit for that particular service game. He's right on the edge, you feel, in this final, Del Potro, of being in a position where there's no way back. But he's forcing Federer to serve out for a 2-set-to-love lead. Well, regardless of what happens today, Del Potro will return to world number 5 position when the rankings come out. He's already been there once. Federer, though, on the verge of taking a 2-set lead.
That's just a long way to run, isn't it? To try and get onto your forehand. Pressure was on Del Potro to hit a winner from that position, because otherwise he was so out of court.
Well, it is one of the keys to his supremacy, his second serve, Federer. Another example there. Were you surprised he didn't take it on the double hand there, Del Potro?
The first point?
Yeah.
Well, no, but I mean, he hasn't at all this entire match, has he? Any point in this one?
Which is ironic, considering how comfortable he was yesterday, going forehand to backhand with Rafa. Apologies once again for a break-up in your picture.
Well, apologies for the loss of pictures for the 3rd time. Not quite sure what the problem is technically, but particularly frustrating as we're heading towards the end of this set.
30 all.
I think hopefully we do have them back. Yes, we do. It's now 30 all, so Del Potro still just about alive in this set. Federer attempting another wonder shot, and Del Potro just shepherding it out. Let's get back up to the commentary box.
It's just wide.
Potro is challenging the call on the left far sideline. The ball was called out.
I think he knows it's out, doesn't he?
It's an obligatory challenge.
Oh! Oh, Federer cannot believe it.
Yeah, and that's one of the cases where you have to challenge because this Hawkeye system not 100% correct.
Well, this is ridiculous. I'm very sorry for the coming and going of the picture. I think it's coming back again. That's the break.
Here's the passing shot. See him hooking the ball in up the line. And for the first time, Juan Martín del Potro in the match.
Such drama. Del Potro finding a couple of quite fabulous passing shots to get back on level terms.
See Federer still pointing at the mark on the court. This can't be easy for him emotionally to think that, gosh, I really won the point and yet I lost it because of an inaccurate replay.
And all of a sudden, there is a way through for Del Potro.
And he's a different guy now, isn't he? He's just riding the wave of relief and positivity. Mile per hour first serve. And Del Potro moves ahead in this second set for the very first time. 6-5. It's the third year in a row that a player has reached his first Grand Slam final here at Flushing Meadows. Novak Djokovic back in 2007, and of course Andy Murray last year. Neither of those two players were able to take a set off Federer in the final. Will it be different for Del Potro? He's given himself a chance.
For once, Federer having to recover his equilibrium after what he feels was a point he should have won that went against him. How good was that smash?
How good was the get by Del Potro? First of all, just to scrape it back almost onto the baseline. Then, yeah, as you said, Federer went from corner to corner. So cool, isn't it?
30 over. Federer's service called on the left center service line. The ball was called out.
I don't know if this is going to enhance his love affair with the player challenge here. No.
Second serve, Federer has one challenger now.
No, he'd like that one back. That ball was right in the pocket. Very hittable and missed it by an inch.
Well, he'd like that one back as well, Del Potro. Tantalizingly close to not even needing a tiebreaker to win this second set, but I think he knows the fate of that point and the fate of the game that comes with it.
Federer disdainfully threw the ball, up to the ball boy there. I think he's had enough.
Federer with a tremendous tiebreaker record for this year. 24 he's won, he's lost just 8. Del Potro not too bad either. 115, lost 7. It's in.
Well, this is such an awkward shot because it was high and wide. Federer, because he played the forehand from the tram lines, just wasn't able to catch up with it.
Pressure at the moment that he's been found wanting on the last 3 sort of second serves, or not necessarily just second serves, because he made the one at 40-30 but missed with the forehand.
Perhaps.
Del Potro is challenging the call on the right baseline. The ball was called out.
Of course, they get an extra challenge in the tiebreak, and Del Potro currently with 4 of them.
That is a throwaway. It's worth a shot. Ooh, I beg your pardon.
That's a pretty close one.
Replay the points.
Stefan Luton, the right of your picture, the Swiss Davis Cup captain who travels with Federer, and of course Gwen Stefani and Gavin Rossdale behind. Much more famous than even Federer's coach. I mean, the forehand up the line was just sheer genius. He didn't even seem to hit it that hard.
Yeah, it was a very controlled shot, wasn't it? Looked like he would make about 19 out of 20 of those. He understands how to keep the pressure on, doesn't he?
Feel for Del Potro there. It looked like a tennis ball, but it was a kitchen sink he was throwing at Federer, and still came up with nothing. I mean, that's about the hardest forehand he's hit. He has to win this breaker, doesn't he?
Yeah, and I think there are 22,000 people in this building who know that Del Potro must win this. A lot of pressure on him.
Apologies for the picture breakup you keep occurring. Hope it's not disrupting your enjoyment of this tense second set. Unforced error from Roger Federer. And it's Del Potro who makes the first move in this tiebreak.
And perhaps Del Potro will benefit from the fact that the wind is at his back for these next 5 points.
Courage from the Argentinian. And it's phenomenal serving, and he's backed it up with a double-hander this time.
Yeah, and nothing even Federer can do about this combination.
6-3, Del Potro.
Can Del Potro complete the comeback here? It was there for the taking.
6-4.
Could not have played a better point leading up to that smash. Hit 3 shots in a row that landed within a foot of the baseline.
Jake Garner there just indicating to Del Potro that that wasn't even worthy of a challenge. It was that far out. Two set points have come and gone. The world number 6. But it's third time lucky. And Del Potro grabs the second set, a set that everybody felt he had to win. He's done so, and in likely fashion as well, because Federer served for it. A tremendous effort from the 20-year-old.
Well, what a dramatic swing in fortunes. Juan Martín Del Potro right back in this final at 1-set-all. Greg, what's been the key to the transformation?
Well, there was a little dispute in the middle of that set where a cup came on the court. Del Potro stopped the point. Federer thought he had the ace and should have got the point, wasn't happy about that situation. And then his mood started to change. He wasn't flowing as much as he could. And when he served for it, Del Potro finally found a way to break. And also, he didn't like that line call by Hawkeye. He thought the ball was definitely out. So just those 1 or 2 or 3 incidents that happened out there has allowed Del Potro to loosen up, get that break back. And since that, he's been flowing and is back in this match.
Federer does seem surprisingly ruffled, Annabelle, doesn't he?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I agreed with everything that Greg was saying there. It seemed as if his whole demeanour changed, the sort of composure altered completely, and in turn, you know, Del Potro is flowing now, and the forehand's starting to fire, and it's all, well, what can I say? We really do have a match on our hands now.
Apologies for the pictures. Hopefully they won't break up anymore, and hopefully this match will continue to get better. Back up to the commentary box, Peter and Mark.
Federer voicing his displeasure at the player challenge system at the changeover, not unsurprisingly. First tiebreaker he's lost in a final here at the US Open. He was 4-0 going into that one. Pete, how do you feel about the physical matchup here between these two players? I mean, Federer's been deep in so many matches. I don't think we have any cause for concern, but for Del Potro, the longer it goes, is it a worry?
I think it just might be, yeah, because it's been such an emotional first 2 sets for Del Potro. I mean, in the first set, he certainly was looking at a potential blowout, a real embarrassment, and okay, that gets your adrenaline going. And the second set as well. Federer served for it. So I don't think it's necessarily going to be a huge factor, but it could.
Karlovic, and I know he's 6'10", so obviously a lot taller than Del Potro, but he was talking about how he gets tired in long matches, carrying his body around for that length of time, that he finds it difficult. You're obviously fairly tall yourself. Was it an issue for you?
Yeah, most definitely. But Del Potro, a more economical mover than I certainly was. And he plays a lot of long matches. You know, he plays from the baseline. I think he's generally just a pretty naturally fit guy.
Applause was for the gentleman that caught the ball in the crowd, who went and gave it to that little girl.
1 game over 3 sets.
And the players both starting off this third set with love holds.
I think the interesting aspect of this third set will be how Federer calms himself. I mean, he looked very calm towards the end of that second set. I guarantee you he was livid.
Center service line, the ball was called out.
If that's the same lines person that he had another look at earlier in the match, he's going to be disappointed if this was out. Embracing the player challenge just a little bit. Really struggled to time it in from that end, just the start of this third.
Federer now is that Del Potro is well and truly relaxed, and he's in this match, and his shots therefore are coming off with a lot more pace.
couldn't find a way past Federer in the opening set. He was perfect when he came into net, and all of a sudden Del Potro can see gaps, and he's finding them.
30-40.
Yeah, and this perhaps an ambitious foray into the net from Federer. Out of the corner of his eye, Del Potro saw him.
Federer struck first in the opening couple of sets. Will it be Del Potro here in the third? Chance in the game for Del Potro to take the advantage early in the third set, but it wasn't to be. Federer holds on to his serve. 2-1, third set. It's been slim pickings for other players in Grand Slam events since Federer won his first back in Wimbledon 2003. Gaudio won the French in 2004, Safin the Australian in 2005, and Djokovic, of course, the Australian in 2008. So Potro looking just to be the fourth player since then to win, apart from, of course, Rafael Nadal. And those two have been particularly greedy when it's come to Grand Slams.
Shame.
Potro's really given a good account of himself here in this final.
And you get the feeling that last game might have been a real crucial one. This is the end where all the breaks of serve have come. Federer was still quietly seething over how that second set ended. Perhaps saving that break point will allow him just to settle down. The difference now, however, is that Juan Martín del Potro is an entirely different player than he was for the first set and a half. Potro, as you can see, one of the few players who's willing to go toe-to-toe with the likes of Federer and Nadal.
Yeah, he was responsible yesterday for Nadal's worst ever defeat at a Grand Slam event. Of course, there's always been a sense that Del Potro is going to be something a little special. 2005, he was the youngest player to finish inside the world's top 200. The next year, the youngest in the top 100. The year after that, the youngest in the top 50. And of course, last year, the youngest player to finish in the year-end top 10. has been steadily remarkable. Pretty quick second serve for Federer. He's averaged 94 miles per hour in his second in this tournament. That one at 106.
Incredibly, Federer's first service percentage still below 50% for the match. And he's only dropped serve once.
Fairly rapid opening 5 games here of the third set. Just 17 minutes played. Federer holding serve for a third time. 3-2.
Time.
He needs to not get any respite. He's working as hard as he was towards the end of that second set, Del Potro. It's going to be a real test of his endurance and stamina. He talked about it. That was one of the key things at the start of the year that he realised after his loss to Federer, that he needed to work on his strength and conditioning. Be patient, and he was patient in this match.
It's really close. Federer showed his call on the right baseline. The ball was called out.
He waited for his chance. He took it, Del Potro.
Well, Jake Garner said it was really close.
15 minutes. Federer has 2
That's an apt description, I'd say.
Starting to take his backhand a little bit more up the line, Federer. Used so effectively that slice early on in the match. He's been hugely impressive on serve in this third set, Del Potro. He's dropped just 1 point.
3 games all, 4 sets.
Undoubtedly, both players a little more on edge when serving from this end. Wonderful start, though, there from Federer.
problems with timing the ball early on in the match, but all of a sudden saw him struggle a little bit here in this third set. Once again, it is the Argentinian who has the chance here in the third set. The break is Del Potro's. And Federer behind for the first time in the match. Incredible tennis from the number 6 seed. 4-3, third set. Del Potro, the 6th Argentine to reach a Grand Slam final after Vilas, Guillermo Correa, Gaston Gaudio, Mariano Puerta, and David Nalbandian. One of those 6, though, Del Potro, the first to make his debut here at the US Open. The one that he says what he loves the most, the one that he's dreamt of winning ever since being a boy.
And people asked him, well, why is that? Why is New York your favorite slam? And he said, as a little boy, I saw how big that stadium was, and it just excited me. I knew that it's got to be a place I want to play.
I haven't seen too many of those from Federer today, just the 4th off the backhand wing.
Yeah, pretty good example of how locked in Del Potro is right now. Someone called out in the middle of his swing. He didn't flinch at all.
Federer eager to hit back straight away. Potro as keen not to relinquish the lead he's worked so hard to build up. Superb tennis from Del Potro.
Yeah, it certainly looked as though Federer had that rally under his control. Del Potro hit one just tremendous forehand cross court to get back into it.
The response from Federer was instant after being broken. Del Potro a little unlucky with this net cord. But the world number one had taken just 1 point off the Argentine serve before that game.
Yeah, and the reaction from Federer, almost Hewitt-like.
Federer has lost sets in the final of US Open before, one to Roddick, one to Agassi. But he's never been taken the distance here.
It was a big return off of a pretty quick second serve, 105 miles an hour, that one from Federer. Potro just jumped on it.
That is awesome.
Yeah, he's seeing the ball like a grapefruit right now, isn't he? Anytime the ball bounces at chest height or above, and he is just ripping.
Oh my goodness! Another gem off the forehand side from Del Potro. Scarcely believable how hard he hit this one.
Well, he knew it had to be a winner. He was well out of court.
Well, it would have been a second successive game where he'd reeled off 4 points in a row against Federer's serve. That is something that's fairly tough to accomplish. Wide it is it? Is Del Potro going to challenge? Jake Garner's standard response in this final is that it was close.
Near sideline. The ball was called out.
He was talking to me about
come
the
on.
call. He was talking to me about the call.
I wasn't allowed to challenge like after 2 seconds. The guy takes like 10 every time.
Well, it's out, so Federer will be at least relieved. But
do you have any rules in there? Stop showing me the hand, okay? Don't tell me to be quiet, okay? When I want to talk, I talk, all right? I don't give a shit what he said. I just say he's waiting too long. Don't fucking tell me the rules. I was not allowed to challenge like 2 matches ago after 1 second. He takes 10 seconds. Well, you guys got rules, right?
Yeah, well, his displeasure clear. Apologies for some colourful language there, but this final has become a fairly captivating encounter, to say the least.
Yeah, and it sounds as though Del Potro has gotten under Federer's skin. Not many people successful at doing that. Not sure if that was his aim.
He's not been the quickest at anything, has he? Between points, challenging, he's been notorious for it. But you've got to give him a whole lot of credit for the way that he has performed in his first ever Grand Slam final. It would have been easy to succumb to the pressure, the occasion, and well, just the magnitude of everything here, but he hasn't. He'll be a little frustrated that he wasn't able to consolidate the break that he had gained in this third set.
But the good news from Del Potro's perspective is he's hitting the ball great right now. I mean, both players, in fact, are at the top of their game. It hasn't been for very long. But what an exciting end to this third set we can expect.
Potro it is, serving to stay in the third. Well, he's stolen that away. Yesterday we saw some twists in the match when Federer got some fortunate breaks, one with the net called off a backhand, attempted running backhand pass Djokovic couldn't deal with, and there the miss hit, and Del Potro coming up short. To be that good and that lucky is just an irresistible combination, and you've got a feel for this man.
What great disguise too. You know, Del Potro was charging. Well, thought he would be. Yeah, started to take one step in, and then the net cord totally put him off.
Well, he's been tested all the way through here, Del Potro. He's had his back against the wall for a large portion of it.
This is scary big, this forehand.
his first of the set. There's a real sense of urgency in Federer's box that you don't often see. They're concerned for him, but he's got a chance here to take a 2-1 lead. Can you believe it? He's been handed the third set. And the world number one breaks in a very unlikely fashion. A couple of fortunate points to start the game. 2 double faults end it. And does Del Potro's challenge end at the end of that set as well to some degree? 2-1 to Federer.
Well, huge frustration for Juan Martín del Potro. Has he just thrown this final away? Federer back in front, but not a happy man himself. Greg, we saw that and certainly heard that altercation even, with the umpire. What was your reading of that exchange?
Well, I didn't like the language Federer used out there, but I think he did have a point because the chair umpire was telling him to be quiet, and he wasn't happy what was going on there with Del Potro because he took about 10 seconds instead of calling for Hawkeye immediately, because there's an unwritten rule. You have to call for Hawkeye before your opponent either sits down or before the next point's about to start, and he didn't do that, and that's what he was trying to make his point. Well, the chair umpire was telling him, put his hand out and told him to try to be quiet when he could justifiably speak his mind.
Seems to be a real edge between the two players, Annabelle.
Oh, there's definitely so much tension out on the court, and it's completely changed from the beginning of the match where Federer was in full flow, fully in command. There was a lot of smiles on his face. He was enjoying himself. And he has now become a very, very angry individual, and that says it all, doesn't it? That shot there of Del Potro with his hand in his head, because he did just throw away that third set. But Federer, I've never seen him this wound up on the court.
And the other thing as well, Del Potro's hands are in his head because he was up a break. It looked like he just swung the match, and he knew he missed a golden opportunity to try to win that third set. Now it's going to be almost impossible to get back.
Yeah, I was going to say the body language doesn't look good. Do you think he can regain the initiative, Annabelle?
Well, it's going to be difficult, but I think he can. Look what he did when he turned around the second set, having been a set and a break down. He turned it around. Maybe that was just his way of trying to cut that music out and just try and really, really focus and concentrate while he had his hand in his head, or his head in his hands there.
Yeah, how many heads has he got? He needs a clear head in this fourth set. Back up to the commentary box, Peter Fleming and Mark Petchey.
Federer with the advantage.
And you'd have to say, if Del Potro were to come back from this position, that what a colossus he is. Long way to go.
Any sense there, Pete, that once the pendulum swung in Del Potro's favour, suddenly his mind got ahead of him?
Well, it's an easy thing to do.
Davin's thinking. He was certainly the bright young thing of Argentinian tennis, still the youngest player ever to win a tour match, aged just 15 years and 1 month.
And you know, when you do get up a set in a break, or suddenly you reach a point where you might create just an all-time great result. The biggest obstacle that you are fighting is just your mind, keeping it in the present tense, because it's so easy to go, well, if I win this, I win $2 million, or I become number 3 in the world, or whatever. And once that happens, you're cooked.
It's a 10th ace for the man from Switzerland. And this is a real test for the man from Tandil, southwest part of Buenos Aires. And apart from Juan Del Martin Del Potro, as we see the stats from that second set, Federer just managing his tennis a little bit. It's famous for something called a moving stone, which comes from, in fact, Tandil comes from the Mapuche words tan, which means falling, and lil means rock. And a lot of the tourists there go and put bottles and things underneath it because the rock kept moving and getting crushed. But you get the feeling that it's Del Potro right now whose spirit is a little crushed. Imperative that Del Potro hangs on to this opening service game.
Yeah, and hanging on is all he can hope to do.
He's missed it.
15 all.
Well, he's been a revelation at this event, hasn't he, Del Potro, with touches like that he's incorporated into his game.
Wasn't out by much. Well, when Del Potro goes to a shot like that one, you know that mentally he is really struggling.
Struggling he is. Federer in the ascendancy right now.
Wow. You can see his body language has become very fatigued, hasn't it? It's like every move he makes is a real ordeal.
another one of those massive forehands. And that is some game from the 20-year-old.
Yeah, this is just hit at Mach speed.
Well, he's looking a little weary, but maybe inside he still believes. Certainly shots like that will give him a lot of encouragement.
I'm not sure how much he believes right now, but he's fighting. In this situation, you have to just keep plodding away and hope that when you get to 3-all, 4-all, if you do, then you might just get lucky. And more importantly, you might get a second win.
Just his 4th US Open through to the final hand. It took Federer until his 5th US Open before he won the title. Just to assure everyone the first one wasn't lucky.
40-15.
And almost no topspin at all, just dead flat rocket.
Not that time. There is a hint of desperation around some of those forehands that Del Potro is currently producing. They're fabulous to watch. And Federer, as ever, calmly going about his business. 2 sets to 1 up, and 2-1 up in the 4th. Come to love the US Open as Roger Federer over the years. It's one of the oldest major sporting events in the United States. Only the Kentucky Derby older than this. And Federer once again this year looking to make history once again.
By the way, we're in New York. It's the Kentucky Derby. Right?
15 minutes.
Has this become a one-horse race?
I think it has. He still has to get over the hurdles, though, doesn't he?
Beautiful sunset finally. We've obviously had some fairly poor weather over the last few days, but thankfully not so this evening. There's no real respite, is there, for opponents when they play Federer? They have to just work at such a high intensity consistently.
Yeah, which is why these great champions are.
30 over.
I think Del Potro's got the guts to challenge now. He might need to wage psychological warfare out there, give himself the best chance. A little tired looking shot, maybe physically and mentally.
30-40.
Of course, if he does go on to win this title here, it'll be the first for him as a father as well. Always looking for first to motivate himself. That's well saved. Federer looking to impose himself with the forehand.
Just didn't quite place the return well enough. Of course, when you do move out into the tram lines like that, it better be good.
That's another admirable hold for Del Potro, saving a break point for the second time in this 4-set.
2 games off 46.
I suppose that, again, the area that Federer will feel as though he didn't accomplish what he would have liked to have done. 20 break points he's managed to carve out for himself, but has only taken 4 of those. He struck another pearler up the line.
Yeah, well, he's fighting gamely, that's for sure. Interesting, you know, he just changed his racket 2 games after the balls were changed. You think he forgot the last time? He's so fatigued? I don't know.
Oh, what a start he's made to this game. And he looked down and out in the early part of this 4-set. Federer looked as though he was going to forge ahead, but this has certainly given Del Potro fans cause for optimism.
I think this fight back has surprised Federer, because he certainly looked at the start of this 4th set like he just wanted to put the ball back into play more. He really took his foot off the pedal just a little.
What a turnaround. And what character being shown by the 20-year-old here. First ever Grand Slam final. And he breaks in the fourth. 3-2. Later once said, we all choke, that's all right, we're not machines. What you have to learn to accept is the fact and not panic. It's the panic that loses you matches, not the nerves. And I wonder whether Federer will be able to contain his nerves again, as he managed to do in that third set. He didn't panic once he went down the break, hit back straight away. He'll be looking to repeat that feat right now. Momentary delay as somebody comes down the steps behind Del Potro to take their seat. Brilliant! And he's high-fiving the crowd. You gotta love it.
Yeah, he's very slowly high-fiving the crowd, but look at this. Just brilliant hand-eye coordination. And not a little bit of heart.
Be thankful for a shorter exchange after that 21-stroke opening rally.
What a brilliant shot maker this man is.
He at times, Del Potro, has a little bit of that hangdog expression that Pete Sampras used to have at times, and felt as though he was out of it, but he used to deliver the serve still at 130. It's about the pace that Del Potro's been producing some of his forehands.
Yeah, and that's one of the benefits of being such a powerful shot maker as Del Potro is, that you can be running on empty, on reserves, and still not have to, to use so much energy to stay in the rally. You can end the points quickly, and he's been able to do that in this fourth set.
He's not going to make life easy for Del Potro to win this fourth set, that's for sure. Get the sense that Del Potro is going to have a swing at this service game.
Yeah, exactly. He's not going to waste too much energy on it, that's for sure.
Fastest serve of the evening for Federer, 129. Well, it's another game to Federer, but it's most definitely still game on here at Flushing Meadows. Del Potro still with the break in the fourth, 4-3. Not yet.
Well, he went right to the limit once again to challenge that call. Seething.
Finally closes it out. Almost 3 hours gone in this highly absorbing final. Federer trailing by a break in the fourth set, 3-4.
Time.
Still has a chance of becoming the 5th youngest man to ever win the US Open, Del Potro. It looked an unlikely scenario at the start of the fourth set. It was all Federer, chances to break in the Argentine's opening couple of service games. Couldn't convert. And a couple of good service games from the 20-year-old right now would see him take this one into a 5th set.
Patch, do you think we've fallen for the greatest game of possum ever played? I mean, Del Potro certainly at the start of this set looked as though he was, if not buried, dead. And yet he has run for every single ball. Played tremendously.
Despite having to save those break points, he has served magnificently in this fourth set as well. 78% of his first serves going in. Always the serenity that we've come to become accustomed to with Roger Federer throughout his contest today. Despite as though he's been hard done on a couple of occasions with the Hawkeye system, and he's definitely a little irritated by his opponent as well. is magnificent from Federer this time. What a match this has been.
Yeah, it was that backhand that won him the point. Turned defense into attack in one stroke. And how secure he has been at the net today.
But it didn't matter in the end. What a rally on breakpoint.
I have to agree with you. I thought that ball from Del Potro was long. Federer clearly didn't agree. And just played it.
4 games
and his
off.
patience paid off.
His mental toughness throughout these sort of contests is just remarkable. As though this final was destined to go the distance, but Federer with other ideas. Tantalizingly out of the reach of Del Potro.
30 love.
And that includes perhaps the trophy.
Yeah, and Federer has done a wonderful job of defending from the net. Just holding his ground. Forcing Del Potro to hit the corners that time, wasn't able to.
30-15.
Del Potro can take some solace at this stage that he's pushed Federer right to the limit of his abilities. His abilities are quite considerable, an abundance of them in fact. Federer holds and moves to within 1 game of the title here.
Federer leads 5 games to 4 fourth sets and by ton.
Is the 6th different opponent that Federer has faced in the final of the US Open going to go the same way as the 5 before him? The sun almost setting, and a sense now that it's also setting on this quite remarkable challenge that Del Potro has made at this year's US Open. All the complaints, all the issues about the Arthur Ashe Stadium court this week with the terrible weather that we had. There's no doubt in it that in an occasion such as this, it comes to life like no other stadium.
Service games have gotten in the way of Del Potro in this title. 1, 2 double faults to drop the third set. The other just the last service game when he was up 30-love.
Well, he hasn't been rewriting the history books for nothing, Federer. He's a remarkable tennis player.
Yeah, remarkable tennis player, but also remarkable man, remarkable competitor. Even his tirade against Jake Garner had just a bit of King of the Hill in it, didn't it? Threw in a jibe to Del Potro as if to say, you know, you shouldn't be doing that.
But you're right, the Argentine off at your peril. He's also a remarkably durable competitor. His 27th forehand winner. 5-all, fourth set.
And he looks absolutely dead in between points. He really does. You think, how can he go on? And yet, as soon as the rally starts,
Thank you. Quiet, please.
he looks fantastic.
In fact, it was Del Potro who he played at the Australian Open after finding out for the first time that his wife was going to be expecting twins. It's enough for most men to be jumping on an aeroplane. He went out there and destroyed Del Potro 3-love and love. He said to himself, I think I'm going to be okay. It's given me wings.
And it is an insight into what motivates him, because he was worried before that match. I don't know if I'll play well with this news.
it wasn't a financial consideration that was bothering him. Del Potro once again being irritatingly stubborn in this game. For Federer's liking, that is, and he's clawed his way back to deuce. Not just deuce. Another rocket from Del Potro off the forehand side.
Yeah, and that's a serve that Federer has been so successful with throughout the 2 weeks. And yet, Del Potro forcing him to go elsewhere.
He can't believe the return came back, can he?
No. It was a perfectly struck return. Desperation.
That might not have had the pace, but it had the placement. Federer once again on the brink of dropping his serve.
Oops. He's hit so many rockets to the corner. Perhaps just had a little too much time to think about that one.
In some ways, this game could be to Federer's advantage in the end. It's become a physically draining game for both of them. And he's definitely got more in reserve than Del Potro. He escapes. His 13th ace gets him out of trouble here, right at the end of this fourth set. A weary-looking Del Potro trudging to his chair. 5-6, he's behind in the fourth. Well, it's been 2,200 days since Roger Federer last lost at the US Open. I suppose in some ways it would be perfect symmetry if it was Del Potro to beat him, because it was an Argentine that beat him the last time here, all those many days ago. Well, it started in the daytime, it's now nighttime, and Federer unbeaten here at the US Open under the lights. We'll be hoping that stat stays the same.
Del Potro benefiting from the new balls.
just like he visualised it at the changeover. A love hold, and we're into a second tiebreaker in this final.
Both players receive one additional challenge.
A dramatic setting for a dramatic occasion. Fairly high number of double faults from Federer. 8 now, and he didn't want to give Del Potro any encouragement at the start of this tiebreak.
Well, once again, a powerful return from Federer, but not placed well enough.
2-0, Del Potro.
That is stunning hitting.
It's just a bludgeon, isn't it? Ouch.
3-0, Del Potro.
And you know, right now there's a little voice in Del Potro's subconscious, not even his conscious mind, that's going, can you withstand the pain of the fifth set?
Well, it may be going the distance.
4-2, Del Potro.
Incredible resilience from Del Potro.
Because there is no doubt that he's already in pain right now. Another 40 to 60 minutes of that will be a real test for him.
A little bit of controversy here.
Alan, it was not you, correct? You did not make the call, right?
Federer certainly thought the ball was long.
Federer is challenging the call on the right service line. The ball was called in.
Well, Jake Garner is allowing Federer to challenge the call. Oh, wow. And now Del Potro rightly is going to say, wait a second, talk about 10 seconds too late.
Because now it's too late because of everything that's happened here. But the best thing here to do is to play a first serve. You had a long delay. No, push to the point not for you. Because he thought he heard a call and he challenged the call. The best thing I think is the first serve here.
Well, Jake Garner getting a little creative.
Ladies and gentlemen, due to the delay between first and second serve, we will replay the points. First serve.
Del Potro outlasting Federer after such drama. Federer thought the linesperson called it out. It was a spectator in the crowd. He got another chance. He wasn't able to take it though. Del Potro still with the mini break. It's the longest final since 1989 when Becker defeated Lendl. The last five-set final here at the US Open was in 1999 when Andre Agassi defeated Todd Martin. Del Potro with a point. That will send us into a decider. Just the third time during this winning streak that Federer has been taking the distance here in New York. An unbelievable set of tennis. And Del Potro wins his second set of the final on a second tiebreaker.
Well, they've been playing 3 hours and 31 minutes. This is developing into an absolute classic. Let's have a word with Barry Cowan up high with a perfect view. Barry, just describe the atmosphere around you.
It's incredible. It's not like a tennis match. It's like a football type atmosphere here, and they've got really into it. And all credit to Del Potro, because after losing his serve 4-4 in the fourth. That was another stage you thought Federer's going to take the match, but he's kept coming back and he's found something that I didn't think he had. Can he be able to regroup at the start of the fifth?
Have you ever seen Federer so irritable in such a big match before, Barry?
Well, we can say yes. I mean, it's been Federer the last year to 18 months. But I would say that's great, because after he won Wimbledon, everyone was asking, will tennis still mean the same to him? And we see in this match, he is desperate to win another Grand Slam.
Well, what's your gut feeling? Where's it going in this final set?
Oh, nice question. Gut feeling is Federer. I think emotionally, that would have taken so much out of Del Potro to come back and win the fourth. We know Federer's been there before. But as I said after the first set, the start's so important for Del Potro. If he can get ahead, then maybe he can just keep swinging on that forehand, because at times in that fourth set, I've never seen anyone hit a forehand as hard as he's done.
Fantastic stuff, Barry. Enjoy it up there. Don't fall over the edge.
Oh, I will.
I hope it didn't mean he will fall over the edge. But it's edge of the seat stuff. That's for sure. And there's another little conversation going on between Del Potro and the official. Roger Federer has nipped off court. A little comfort break for the defending champion, who is feeling anything but comfortable just at the moment. We saw the body language of Del Potro at the end of the previous set. He had his head bowed, his hands were covering him, and he thought, well, body language suggests he feels it's come and gone, but no. Anything but. And this look of irritation on Federer's face as much as anything else. How dare somebody push me so hard for the title that's been mine for so long? Time for a new shirt as we go into the final set of the final slam of 2009. I'm sure you're not thinking about going to bed just yet. We'll go back up to the commentary box, Peter and Mark.
Well, even during Federer's remarkable career, he hasn't been able to win 3 straight majors in one season. In fact, it's a feat that hasn't been accomplished since Laver's Grand Slam all the way back in 1969. So it's certainly not easy for Federer right now. And the man in your picture certainly making it far more uncomfortable than he ever planned it. He has had chances in both of the sets that he's lost as well, Federer. And one wonders if that's weighing on his mind as well. So it comes down to this, a 5th set to decide the US Open.
And Del Potro now will be so buoyed by the 4th set that I'm sure the fatigue that he was feeling towards the end of that set will have largely gone away. And his job really to get to 3-all in this final set, because from there adrenaline can carry him home. So easy, though, to have a letdown at the start of the 5th set after such an emotional 4th set. Wow. Inch perfect approach shot from the Argentinian.
does go on to win this, this may rank as one of the best sporting achievements of the year, let alone just in tennis.
Well, that fourth set wasn't about stats or forehands or backhands. That was just about heart. Del Potro showed us a lot.
Federer's career 5-set record, he's won 16, he's lost 12. Potro, and he's barely getting started. He's won 2 and he's lost 2. Of course, one of those to Federer on their previous meeting.
Well, this is just a, you know, if you're going to serve to my forehand, you better make it good. Yet Federer can't help himself, can he? He just says, "Are you challenging me? Yeah, fine, let's see it again."
What a start to the final set this would be for Del Potro. The fact that Federer played second yesterday, has any impact going into this final set?
It just might. It just might. We assume that Federer is supremely fit. But I don't know. He looks like he's dragging a little.
He anticipated where Federer was going to go. And the break is secured early in the fifth for Del Potro.
Yeah, just went to the open court. And as he has done so many times tonight, the forehand cross-court scoring. What a huge game this is now for Del Potro if he can somehow get to a 3-love lead.
do enough with the approach shot. And he paid a heavy price, hopefully not too heavy.
Yeah, totally mishit that. Hit that approach off the frame. Landed pretty heavily on his hip. I think, though, the biggest pain is the fact that he failed to win that point.
Continues to score with the forehand, his 34th forehand winner, almost double Federer's.
Interesting. He took a lot of pace off that first serve, only 101 miles an hour. Paid off, he got a short return.
Cometh the hour, and it's 1 o'clock in the morning back in the UK. Cometh the man, perhaps. Almost as though protecting this lead has become a huge weight around Del Potro's shoulders. The weight perhaps lifting with another fine first serve.
That's certainly not a stat we expected to see. Nearly double the amount of forehand winners.
That's a challenge.
And the ball was called out.
A confident challenge at that.
He hangs on to his break and he extends his lead in this 5th and deciding set, Del Potro. 3 hours and 45 minutes. And the Argentine just 3 games away from his first ever Grand Slam title. The crown is slipping.
Seats, please.
The king here in New York.
Ready for play.
It's Del Potro that's had to come back a couple of times already in this final. Federer's turn to do so now.
I question whether Del Potro has enough reserves to actually launch an offensive for many more Federer service games. But no doubt he would gladly accept gifts.
Back under 50% for first serves made in this final, Federer. He won't be happy with that. Federer on the board in this final set.
Del Potro leads 3-1 final sets.
Three out of the four of his Grand Slam finals this year for the Swiss star have gone to a decider.
Oh boy. First point of any game, so crucial. That was a surprising error, almost hit the fence.
What a point after 3 hours and 51 minutes. Del Potro's endurance continues to surprise.
Yeah, and one thing is for sure, Del Potro will not be allowed to limp home. He is going to have to still come up with some sensational tennis if he is to win this match.
Who coached Gaudio to the French Open title in 2004. Is he going to have similar success with Del Potro here in New York? This final in terms of timeout, surpassing that Becker-Lendl encounter in '89. The next one's McEnroe-Borg from 1980. That was 4 hours and 13 minutes.
They may just get there.
Devastating off the forehand once again.
40-30.
The maturity of Del Potro, quite outstanding. Another hold, another step closer his dream. (4-1) to this quite incredible young Argentine. Final set. Thrash Stadium court, the setting for one of the most dramatic championship matches we've had in a long time. Federer's ever involved and in trouble.
And Mark, you may be right. Even though Federer certainly looks the fresher, he may be feeling the effects of that match last night with Djokovic, because that was no easy one.
Potro there, deciding to save himself from really lunging for it. Keeps the pressure on his younger opponent, his less experienced opponent. Started the match as a contender. Will Del Potro emerge as a champion?
Yeah, and this perhaps the toughest game for Del Potro. He's serving on the bad side into the wind with the old balls. They'll be changed after this game. I'll tell you what, though, he's done a really savvy thing over the last few games. He's taken a lot of pace off his first serve. That one only 105 miles an hour, but he hasn't missed one. Of course, hitting a lot of serves is the most physically debilitating thing that tennis players will do. And yet he has mixed his serves up well enough that he still won some cheap points.
Federer contributing to the ease of which Del Potro is holding on to this service game. Are we witnessing here the birth of a new champion in the men's game? It would certainly appear to be. He is just 4 points away from his maiden Grand Slam title. Are we witnessing history in the making? We're into our 4th hour of this quite absorbing final. Just the 4th time that's happened since 1980.
Del Potro would like to win it right here. Nothing more nerve-wracking than serving out for a championship.
Federer's reign here in New York, hanging by a thread. And for the first time tonight, the impossible really does seem to be possible. Two championship points for Juan Martín del Potro. What a point to play, a championship point.
A couple of miss hits in that rally. I mean, anything could have happened.
And perhaps anything could still happen. And still Del Potro continues to fire down the winners.
Yeah, well, that's the sort of point that he wanted to play on one of the match points, wasn't it? He just couldn't quite steel himself to do so. A lot easier to play when you're down in a game than when you need just 1 point to win it.
Del Potro.
The serve, which has really been such a key component of his success this year, failing him for the 11th time, and in doing so handing a third championship point to the 20-year-old.